Hi everyone. Today I am going to start the poem 1, that is He Did It, which was written by Mary Briton Miller. The name of the poem is He Did It, which was written by Mary Briton Miller. So let's start. First, let us know about the poetess of this poem, whose name is Mary Briton Miller. She was a novelist and poetess who wrote under the name of Isabel Bolton. She was born on August 6, 1883 in London. She was the daughter of a wealthy lawyer, Charles P. Miller. Her parents died of cholera when she was 4 years old. She was raised by her grandparents and other relatives. She lived in New York City for most of her life. Her collection contains correspondence, legal papers, writing of Miller, Do I Wake Up or Sleep, The Christmas Tree, and many mentions. Now let's read the pre-reading activity. Have you ever stood on the seashore and watched the waves dancing and moving with high-low ebbs? Recollect your experiences, if any, and share the same with your friends. Have you ever thought of how waves break? Do you think you can conquer the wave? So let's read this poem to get the answers of all these questions. Said the dangerous sea, you will not conquer me. Try as hard as you can. You are not a whale, you are not a shark. You cannot walk on the waves, young man. First, let us see the hard words in this stanza. Conquer, which means overcome or win over. Now see students, in the first stanza, the dangerous sea said to the young man, you cannot conquer me. You can try your best to conquer me, but you will never conquer me. You are not a whale. What the sea is saying to the young man that you are not a whale. And even you are not a shark. You are not a whale, you are not a shark. And even you cannot walk on the waves. Waves means when the sea water moves freely back and forth or up and down. Now let's see the next stanza. So he made a boat that was able to float. Ho ho, said the fool. It floats all right and it is watertight, but you cannot make it go. Let's see the hard words from this stanza. Float, which means rest on the surface of the liquid without sinking. Foe means enemy, and watertight means closely sealed so that no water enters or passes through. After hearing the words of the dangerous sea, what the young man did? He made a boat. He made a boat that can easily float on water. Then the enemy sea replied, Ho ho, you made a boat? And yes, it is floating. And also it is watertight. Watertight means no water will go into the ship as it is closely sealed. But can you make it go? Means can you move the boat by yourself? Now let's read the next stanza. Oh yes, I can, replied the young man. And he made some oars and learned how to row. Now let's see the hard words in this stanza. Oars. Oars means paddle, which is used to move the boat, and row means to move the boat through the water by using oars. Now the young man said to the sea that yes, I can move this boat by myself. Then what did he did? He made some oars. Oars means paddles which are used to move the boat. And he also learned how to row the boat, how to move the boat through the water. Now let's read the next stanza. When the sea saw the boats and the oars, and all the rowers, he said, "Young men, they make a fine show. But what will you do when they venture out?" Let's read the hard words. Rowers, which means a person who rows a boat, and venture means undertaking risky job. Now what the sea said after looking the boats, the oars and the rowers. Rower is a person who rows a boat. The sea said that, "Yes, young man, you have made the boat and oars, and all these are looking very nice together. But what will you do at the time of venture?" Venture means when the sea waves comes very fast. Then what will you do at that time? Now see the next stanza. Where the deep sea swells can take them up and toss them about like conch shells. Now hard words. Swells, which means a gradual increase in amount. Toss means to throw something from side to side or back and forth. Again, the sea said that I am very deep, and when the sea swells, deep sea swells means when the water in the sea increases, it can all take them up and down, and it can toss them like conch shells means it can throw all the boats like the conch shells. Conch shells means the shells which are found in sea. You can see in the picture also. Now let's read the next stanza. You cannot stump me, said the bright young man, and cut down a tree and made a tall mast, and rigged it with sails to catch the high winds and weather the gales. Now let's see the hard words. Stump. Stump means to make someone in a very difficult problem. Mast means a tall upright pole. Rigged means provided. Gale means a very strong wind. And sails means a wind catching apparatus. Now the young man said that you cannot stump me means you cannot take me so easily, or you cannot put me into a difficult situation. Then what the young man did? He cut down the tree. He cut down the tree, and what he made? He made a tall mast. Mast means a tall upright pole. You can see in the picture one pole is there, that is mast. And he also rigged the mast with sails. Sail means sail is a wind catching apparatus. You can see in the picture that cloth is referred to as sail, and this sail is used to catch the high speed winds, which is called as gales. See the next stanza. When the ships set out with their sails unfurled to cross the Atlantic and discover the world, the sea looked over them. And the hard word is unfurled, which means spread out from a rolled or folded state. Now, when the ship is all set out, means when the ship started sailing in the sea water with the sails unfurled. Unfurled means the sails are in unfolded position. They are now spread out to cross the Atlantic Ocean. And to discover the world means to conquer the world. And after all that, the sea was very much surprised that the boat is sailing in the deep sea water very easily. See the last stanza of this poem. From stern to stern, and when he saw with considerable awe that Columbus himself was on one of them, he said with a show of humility, I admit, young man, you have conquered me. The hard words are stern, which means putting someone under pressure. Awe means a feeling of respect. And humility means humbleness, means to honor someone. From stern to stern, which means when the sea was putting so much pressure on the young man didn't give up. After looking all this, the sea admitted and said with considerable awe, means with lots of respect and humility, means humbleness, that you have conquered me. Finally, the sea accepted that this young man conquered the sea. The sea also accepted that Columbus was one of the men who have conquered the sea. Columbus is a man who discovered America by traveling a long journey by sea. Columbus discovered America by traveling a long journey by sea. Now, what you learned from this poem? We should learn how to face the problems and how to solve them out, and also how to overcome the difficult situations in life. I hope you all enjoyed the poem and you have understood the poem. He Did It, which was written by Mary Briton Miller. Thank you, students.